The trial began today for a 25-year-old man charged with shooting and killing a young girl outside Phipps Plaza in Buckhead back in 2020.
So after opening statements, the mother of the victim testified. 11 Alive Joe Hinkie is there. He's going to walk us through a very emotional day in the courtroom. Joe?
Well, Ron, a lot of 7-year-old Kennedy Maxey's family was in the courtroom, including her mother. She was routinely fighting back tears, especially when she testified. She often had to take a few seconds here and there to collect herself before answering questions on the witness stand. Meanwhile, the attorney for Daquan Reed, the defendant in this case, has not denied that he was in the area of the shooting when it took place back in 2020, but she says there's no evidence showing him holding or firing the murder weapon. On the witness stand this afternoon, Mariah Maxey, the mother of 7-year-old Kennedy Maxey, described December 21st, 2020. Mariah was in the passenger seat of her sister Jade's car. Kennedy was in the back seat. They were out finishing Christmas shopping in Buckhead. Then they heard 2 gunshots.
It sounded like they were in the back right of me. That sounded like gunshots.
Can you describe what the sounds sounded like? Gunshots? Were they loud pops or bangs?
Yeah, I mean, it was like boom, boom.
At first, though, they didn't know a gunshot hit their car, and Mariah and Jade tried to pass it off.
Something like that felt too close for comfort.
But then they noticed Kennedy in the back seat, looking as if she might have had a seizure.
She was unresponsive. She was like hunched over. I was trying to get her to sit up, and was calling her name.
Mariah then realized it was not a seizure as she spotted the blood and the gunshot wound on her daughter's head. Prosecutors in court today showed how a bullet went through the trunk of the car, through the back seat, and exited where Kennedy was sitting. Back in December of 2020, Mariah Maxey could only tell officers she heard 2 gunshots.
And I emphasized that I didn't know exactly what had occurred to lead to Kennedy really getting hurt.
Today, prosecutors said the defendant, Daquan Reed, who is charged with Kennedy's murder, was known for flashy clothes and having large wads of cash hanging out of his pocket. As he left Phipps Plaza, he was robbed and then left in the car of a woman he had met the day before.
The defendant was ranting and raving, angry. He pulled out his gun and he shot out the window.
Prosecutors say one of those bullets hit Kennedy. Reed's attorney, though, says during the trial the jury won't see 2 items she claims don't exist.
You will never see my client with a gun in this video footage. You will never see my client shooting his gun in this video footage.
And altogether, the jury heard from 8 witnesses today. The judge sent them home for the weekend around 4 this afternoon. She said they should be back on Monday morning at 9 a.m. and that's when they'll hear from more investigators who looked into this case back in 2020. We'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, Joe. Horrible situation for that young mom. By the way, according to court records out of Virginia, Daquan Reed had a very violent criminal past. Now, he had been arrested multiple times for assault and battery charges, as well as a strangulation charge. Our sister station out of Norfolk is reporting that Reed had been arrested in 2019 following a shooting at a mall. 2 people were hurt during that investigation as well. We're going to continue to follow this case from beginning to end. We're going to continue to bring you updates on that trial on air and online at 11alive.com.